Hey, EJ, Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. I have to ask you about that one-handed catch you made on Saturday. I think the gasp from the press in the press box was as loud as the one when Justyn Ross had his in the national championship. How much hyperbole and references to Beckham and Justyn Ross did you get on social media after that?
Yeah, I went through my Instagram, my Twitter, and it was just all flooded with OBJ and Ross. But it was a good feeling to actually be compared to guys like that. They're good players, and it's just always a good feeling to be able to make a one-handed catch in a high-level game like that.
I know that Coach Elliott really challenged you to step up, especially with Joseph and Frank out. Um, did you feel a sense of urgency that you had to really make some plays in that game?
Really, it's not like I wouldn't say a sense of urgency. It's just I feel like I got to do the most with every opportunity I get. Like, as in every time I got to make a key block on a play or they throw me the ball, I always got the mindset that it's mine in the air, and that man's gonna get blocked every time I'm blocking him for that play. It's just always being 100% confident in myself and my abilities.
Hey EJ, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. Did you hear from Justin at all about that catch?
Oh yeah, of course. He was really hype about it. He was just like he knew it's already he already knew it was in me, but it's just he said it's a thing that we've been doing. Like it's nothing new.
Just growing up in Phoenix City, how much were you influenced by him as a player?
Really a lot. I learned a lot from him when I was in 10th grade, a younger receiver, just watching him his 12th grade year, try to watch everything that he do, the routes he runs, things like that, and just really just studied it and just took it and ran with it on my own.
So when he went to Clemson, did that kind of open your eyes to Clemson, say, hey, maybe this is a place for me too? If he's there, maybe I could thrive there too.
Uh, Sort of, kind of, but I'd say before I committed to Clemson, I looked a lot at the depth charts, the guys that was leaving, guys that was staying, and things like that. I took that into deep consideration when I was picking my school.
EJ, this is Will Vanderworth, the Clemson insider. For you, when did everything start coming together for you? At what point of the season did you start feeling like, okay, I got this? Everything's kind of slowing down for me.
I'd probably say after the Miami game, I felt a lot more confident in myself and my abilities and what I could do and that I could contribute to the team. But it's not like it doesn't start with me. It's also having given the coaches the faith to believe in me more by executing what I do in practice.
How much of that was Coach Grisham in helping you kind of get to this point?
Oh, it's an everyday thing with Coach Grisham. It's every day he wants to see you improve. He's not gonna settle. He's not gonna let you get by doing the little like doing the bare minimum. He wants you to always focus on the little things, like I said earlier in the season. But yeah, he's a great influence and a great person to look up to. Also.
Hey, EJ, David with ESPN. I know one of the things that Justin heard quite a bit, particularly after his national championship game performance a couple of years ago, was why didn't you land at Alabama? Why'd you leave the state? How much pressure did you have on you when you were being recruited to kind of stay close to home? And I'm sure you guys take it one game at a time, but do you have family that's already looking at what if they get to play Alabama and what does that mean?
It's always a good feeling to always get a chance or at least have the chance to play in the home state against the home state. But I wouldn't say it was a lot of pressure. I wasn't really worried about what anybody else was focused on or how they felt about my decision because when it all comes down to it, it was my choice.
Is that something that Justin helped you just in terms of adopting that mindset?
Of course, he felt like Clemson was the best place for him, and it was like best place to develop a wide receiver. But yeah, that was one thing that I did take into consideration is like how the receivers are developed over the years. So that's the reason why Alabama and a few other schools were some of my last choices. But it all came down to Clemson feeling like it was family too, and I was most comfortable here also.
EJ Lawton Swan, Clemson Sports Talk. I just got to know, how much has the game slowed down for you, being a true freshman from the beginning of the year to where you are now? How much more comfortable are you play in and play out with the speed of the game and understanding of what's happening on the field around you?
Honestly, after like you get a Florida, I feel like after you get a good Florida season and like getting a good lump sum of playing time, it's just like high school. If you ask me, it's like once you understand like what you're doing and you out there and you know what's going to happen before the play, before the ball's even snapped. It's just like you just out there having fun, just playing freely.
EJ, Dan Hope from 11 Warriors. Just wondering what stands out to you so far in your film study about Ohio State secondary?
Really, they're all pretty good DBs. They got Sean Wade and they got number 7 on the other side. Big, strong, lengthy guys. But yeah, it's going to be a good matchup.
Did you watch the game last year, and are there things that you maybe learned from just watching the way Ohio State played against Clemson last year?
Yeah, they had a lot of different, I'll say first rounders last year. They got a lot of prospects this year too, but they moved Sean Wade from safety to corner, and that should be a big difference in the game. But he's a great athletic guy. He's going to be a good competition, good matchup with our receivers.
EJ, it's Trevor again. I know Justyn Ross has been suiting up at practice for a while now with no contact. Has he talked to you about how much he's looking forward to finally being able to play in a game again? And have y'all talked about how much fun it would be to play together potentially next year?
Yeah, I've always talked to him about being able to play together, like on the field at the same time. Because even when we were at Central, we didn't really get to be on the field at the same time. But yeah, it would be a great experience to have him back on the field. He's always talking about he's ready to come back and put the work in and get back out on the field and show what he can do, what he's improved in and things like that. But yeah, I know he's ready to come back, and it's going to be a great year.
EJ, this is Grace Rayner from The Athletic. We've obviously heard coaches compare you to Justyn, and Tony and Dabo have both said you might be a step faster. But how would you describe yourself as a wide receiver?
I say I probably compare myself to a receiver like Justin Jefferson, not that big, but fast and has got a lot of twitch and gumption to itself. But yeah, not the biggest of receivers, but he's always going to get the job done.
EJ, did you pay attention a couple of years ago when Justyn had his breakout party in the playoff? And is that something that you kind of see with Clemson, that they bring receivers on and towards the end of their freshman ready to have breakout performances in some instances?
Really, I just feel like they let you have a breakout season if you want to. Like, if you're putting in that work and you're improving in practice, because I promise you everything starts off in what you do on the practice field, and it just transfers over to the game. Like, you making plays out in practice when we having Skelly and team pass and stuff like that, they're going to give you the same opportunities in the game just to make you – it's going to be exactly the same as it is in the game. So I just feel like they give you the opportunities that you work for.
With Ngata and Frank being banged up throughout this year, did the coaching staff or did anyone come to you and say, we really need you to step up, or did anything like that happen this year?
Not really. They'll put me in, make sure I get the reps, make sure I'm doing what I do, put a little bit more pressure on me. I'd say that. And it just really fueled the fire in me to work harder, study the playbook a little harder, just do the little things just a little extra every day.
EJ, it's Trevor again. Does it ever feel surreal at all that you're in this position, that you're a key player getting ready to go into the college football playoff, or is this something that you really envision for yourself as soon as you step foot on campus at Clemson?
I always have like high expectations for myself. I wouldn't say I expected to start like towards the end of the season, but it's due to the circumstances. But yeah, I wouldn't expect to be doing things like this, but I always knew I got these abilities in me to make the type of plays that I made out there last weekend, and just continue. And to keep doing it, I got to continue working hard, just put in the work every day.
Any other questions for EJ?
Yeah, EJ, I know you talked about that catch some earlier, but what can that do from a confidence standpoint as far as moving forward when you have a moment like that, or do you feel like you've always been confident and have been confident all year?
Yeah, I'd say I've always had a lot of self-confidence. I feel like I can do a lot of things, but I mean, I wouldn't always just put it on myself. It was a good pass by Trevor too, a good thing. O-line gave him enough time to block, and it's just always a team effort. It wasn't just me making the catch, but it's a whole team contribution on every play.
Anything else for EJ? All right. Thank you, EJ. That'll wrap it up for today. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, EJ.